Sunrise breaks on a gravel lane, fields of gold in a morning's frame. The church bell rings, it's Sunday morn. A life of faith on these roads we're sworn. Back road blessings, they guide my way through the trials of each passing day. Dusty trails and a sky so wide, the Lord walks with me by my side. Grandma's hymn from the porch still hums, echoes of grace where I come from. The wind carries prayers across the plains, a melody that heals our pains. Back road blessings, they guide my way through the trials of each passing day. Dusty trails and a sky so wide, the Lord walks with me by my side. The creek runs clear like a holy stream, washing my soul, fulfilling dreams. Each step I take, I feel His care. A quiet road, but He's always there. The stars come out, a sacred glow, lighting paths only He can show. Whispered prayers in the still of night. On these back roads I see the light.
The streets were lined with people, dust was in the air. Children waved their branches, hope was everywhere. A man upon a donkey with eyes so deep and kind. When Jesus rode through town, He left no soul behind. The humble folks were crying, their voices filled with grace. They saw the light of heaven shining in His face. The whispers of the weary, they turned to joyful sound. When Jesus rode through town, the lost were finally found. Oh, the palms laid down and the hearts did bow. The world stood still in the here and now. A love so pure it could not be bound. When Jesus rode through town, salvation was around. The merchants stopped their haggling, the sinners dropped their shame. Even the broken-hearted softly spoke His name. A quiet strength surrounded, a peace so profound. When Jesus rode through town, the chains fell to the ground. Oh, the skies were watching, the earth held its breath as the Savior walked the path that would lead Him to death. But in His every step there was a holy vow. When Jesus rode through saved somehow. Oh, the palms laid down and the hearts did bow. The world stood still in the here and now. A love so pure it could not be bound. When Jesus rode through town, salvation was around.
Sun breaks through the haze, lighting up these dusty ways. With every step I feel him near, his presence strong, his voice so clear. The plow cuts deep into the land, guided steady by his hand. Through storms and drought, through wind and rain, he walks these fields through joy and pain. He walks these fields with me each day, through golden wheat and bales of hay. His love's the harvest my soul will reap. In his embrace my heart finds peace. The old oak tree stands tall and wide, a witness to the tears I've cried. But even in the hardest years, he calms my soul, he dries my tears. When the shadows start to fall, I hear his whisper soft and small. He leads me home, my lantern bright, through the darkness into light. He walks these fields with me each day, through golden wheat and bales of hay. His love's the harvest my soul will reap. My heart finds peace.
The dust was thick beneath my boots, the road was long, the night was mute. A heavy heart, a soul unsure, till I found grace at heaven's door. The crossroads came, I had to choose the weight of sin, a life to lose. But mercy called, it pulled me near, a voice of love I long to hear. Grace at the crossroads, where hope begins, a light that breaks the chains of sin. The arms of God
wandered far. The path was steep, through valleys low and shadows deep, but there he stood, my guiding flame. He called me softly, spoke my name. The scars I wore he took away and gave me strength for one more day. The pain I felt he turned to peace. His love brought my soul sweet release. Grace at the crossroads where hope begins, a light that breaks the chains of sin. The arms of God, they held me tight and turned my darkness into light, and turned my darkness into light. The rooster crows, the dawn awakes, fields of gold a world remakes. The church bell rings across the land, calling hearts to where they stand. Dusty boots on a gravel road, hands together a heavy load. The sun climbs high, it lights the way, guiding us to kneel and pray. Sunday morning sunrise, heaven's light aglow, casting out the shadows. In its warmth we grow, voices rising higher in the sweetest hymn. Sunday morning sunrise, let the day begin. The preacher stands, his Bible worn, words of grace for the lost and torn. In the pews we find our place, a quiet strength, a saving grace. Through the trials, through the tears, through the doubts and all the fears, Sunday morning comes to show the love of God we'll always know. Sunday morning sunrise, heaven's light aglow, casting out the shadows. In its warmth we grow, voices rising higher in the sweetest hymn. Sunday morning sunrise, let the day begin. Sunday morning sunrise, heaven's light aglow, casting out the shadows.